Hey guys, momentaijankguy here, bringing you a brand new deck profile. It's going to be on my Gecko Moria deck. This is not the list that won or topped in the past regionals that just happened right now. So this is the leader. So for one down, when attacking, you can pay 2, trash 1 card in your hand, trash 2 cards on top of your deck, and play up to 1 Thriller Perk Pirate type character card with a cost of 4 or less. So it's a very strong card. It's sort of like the OP01 Daffy, but you get to know where you're playing instead of guessing what the top card is. Obviously, if you use like the Piranha or like a different card to like stack your deck, but you get to know like what you're hitting aside from the mills. So we're gonna start with the 1 cost first. So we are playing for Victoria Sindri. So she is the turn 1 play because it's like, I believe it can go first or second, and I've been like can get going a bit more going first. So on play, your leader has the Thriller Bark Pirates. Trash 5 cards on top of your deck. So a very, very good card, and sets up your trash. But sometimes those mills do hurt a lot. Just know that. And she is a 2k counter. There are a lot of 2k counters in this deck. So we are playing a small navy package. I don't have brand news in here just because I don't know where I put mine. Either that or I got rid of them. We were playing 4 Surus on play. One of your opponent's characters gets -2 cost. And then for the last one is my little tech. It is 1 Shirahoshi from OP05. So she's also a 2k counter. You may rest this character, place 2 cards in your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order, which is very easy to do. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent trashes 1 card in their hand. So you just on play, you can suspend her, return 2 cards to the bottom of the deck. If your opponent has 6 or more, to trash a card. And it's not an on play, and it's not like an on KO. It's active main. So let's say she somehow survives on the board. On your next turn, you could do it again if she stays on the board. But yeah, just a 2 of, and it's just super nice. So those are all the 1 cost. On to the 2s. We don't play too many. No pun intended. So we are playing 4 Inupe. So this card is your cycler of the deck essentially. So on play or on KO, you can draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards. So super good card. If I still had a Bernus, I would just take this out for Bernus. But right now, this is just been helping a lot. And a 1k counter, a 3k body, so it's not horrible. But 2 Dawn can attack. And then we were playing 4 Helmeppos on play. One of your opponent's character gets -3 cost, so super nice. Next, we're going to go on to the 4 cost, which is the majority of the Thriller Park Pirates. So we were playing 4 Piranhas. So this is the reason why I play 2 Shirahoshis. So Piranha is a very strong card. One, she's a 2k counter. And so on play, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, you choose 1. Your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost. So you usually use it for the trashing 1 card in their hand. It's because hand ripping in any game is just super strong. So let's say your opponent has 6 cards in their hand. So let's say you play this, and you're on your 5 Dawn turn. I think that's correct. I'm just guessing right now. So you pay a Dawn, you play this, you do the skill, bottom deck 2 cards. Your opponent down to 5 cards in their hand. You attach your Dawn. Let's say you want to hit for 7. You'll attack. You'll attack. On the attack, pay 2. You can discard Piranha or Prototype on your, or if you're ready to put on your hand, just trash it, mill 2, play it. On play, they have 5 cards in their hands and they have to trash 1 to 4. So when you swing with 7, they either have to go down to 3 cards or maybe even 2 cards. So it's very nice just because it applies a lot of pressure and basically it makes your percentages of hitting much higher because they go from 6 to 4 in the span of before you even attack or anything. So they go down to 5, they go down to 4. It's just a very, very strong combo, and I've been enjoying it a lot. Next level 4 is going to be for Absalom. This card is very nice. On play, return 2 cards on your trash to the bottom of the deck. KO one of your opponent's characters, cost 2 or less. Super nice card. Next we have probably the best Bark Pirate aside from Perona and Gecko Moria. It's the Recycler, Dr. Hogback. So on play, you can bottom deck 2 cards and add a Bark Pirate from your trash to your hand. So you can add back your 2K counters, you can add back your 8-drop, your Absaloms. It basically gives you what you need in your hand. So super, super nice card. So if you do this off the leader skill, you essentially you break even because you add back the card you trash it, essentially back to your hand. And the nice thing about all of them, they're all 5K bodies. And then for the other removal we're playing is 4 Raw Blue Cheese. We all know what this does. Bottom deck 3 cards. KO an opponent's 2 cost and a 1 cost. A bit more harder to do in this version of the deck sometimes because it's not as consistent as Sakazuki for like the reduction as much, but it's super, super nice, and it's a 4/6 body, which is nice. But I do have a bit of an iffy situation with it because I was playing today earlier and I noticed that, because I'm still trying to get the hang of the deck, is that it does seem a bit bricky with the non-Driller Bark Pirates. Because there's only 11 cards in here, I believe, that are non-counters. And it just feels like, meh. Either that or I just got really bad draws. Then we were playing 4 Rebecca's. Rebecca is just a very, very strong and good card. So on play, you can return up to 1 black character card from your trash that is between cost 3 and 7. Add it back to your hand, and then you can play a 3-cost card from your hand rested onto the field. So super nice. You can add back your Helmeppos, you can add back your a new base of Cycle More. It's very, very nice. Next on for I think these are the last 4s. No, one more 4 after this. Okay, yeah. Then for the rest of the Navy package, we were playing 3 Kuzans. Kuzan is he's a good card. I personally hate it because I do wish he had counter. On play, you basically replace him, essentially. You 1 for 1. And then the longer he's on the board, the better he is, because whenever he attacks, you can -4 cost from one of your opponent's characters, which makes your stuff that kills cards like Absalom and Rabluchi much, much better and more consistent. And then we were just playing 2 Borsalinos. Borsalino is just a very good card. If you don't have Borsalinos, I would recommend running this. It is a much weaker Borsalino, but you can't be KO'd by effects all turns, so it's just super, super nice. During the opponent's turn, it gets an additional 1,000, and it's a blocker. And he has 1K counter. Very, very strong card. So those are all the 4s. That is the main core of the deck. Those are all 4s. Next, we were only playing 2 level 5s. We were playing 2 Sabo. Sabo is just a very, very good card. It's good against red. Unless you're playing against like red, purple law, then he gets bottom decks everything. Yeah, but good against red. It's good against the mirror. That way they can't kill you with their Rabluchis, their Absaloms, and just protects you. So he's a 5-drop, 6K, 1K counter. On play, until the end of your opponent's next turn, all your current characters on the field cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects. And you draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards. So it's another cycler, and it's very, very nice. Sorry, that was a bit on. And then we were playing the 4 Gecko Morias. This card is just insane value. It's just very, very good. this is the reason why we play some off cards like the Navy stuff. But I have been debating about like pushing more towards like a pure Driller Bark build. So on play, you can choose a 4 cost and a 2 cost. You can play one of them active and then play the other ones rested. So it's super nice. It just, any of your 4s become live. You can play this. You can replay your Borsalinos. You can play your Rebecca's, your Rob Lucci's, everything essentially. I just noticed how shiny this is. Very strong card. It's an 8-drop. It's a 9k body, which is pretty dumb, because that 1k does matter. And it's just a very good card. It does hurt a lot when you draw too many, but you can always trash it for Gecko Moria skilled and add it back with Dr. Hogback. So it's just really nice. And then for the last card we are playing is going to be one Ice Age. Ice Age is just a very nice card. I just feel like more of it is a brick, because I'm not trying to run too many non-counter cards in the deck, because I think there's only 11 non-counters, which is going to be the Gecko Morias, the Rob Lucci's, and the Guzans. Everybody else has at least 1 or 2k counters. So Ice Age is give up to one of your opponent's characters -5 cost during his turn, and just very good. This basically says like, oh, you get to kill anything essentially, and if you have the Absalom or you have the Rob Lucci, it's just very strong. And it's also why I like going first sometimes, because when you go first, when you get the 9 curve, the 9 Dawn, you can play this and then play this and then kill something with like the Rob Lucci or the Absalom. Just super nice. Yeah, but that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna make Piranha, just because I already have like the Barcelinos and the Kuzans and the Gecko Moria, so I'm just gonna like swap them out. But it's a very fun deck. I would say it's one of the more difficult decks to play, depending on the matchup. But it's a very fun deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.